Hi guys, this past weekend I went to a silent key sale. Unfortunately, a local ham radio operator passed away, and his family was selling off all of his radio equipment in his collection. Unfortunately, I guess there was nobody to hand it down to that wanted it. But lucky for a lot of us around here, we got some great deals. 90% of what was at this sale was ham radio related, but I ended up finding quite a few CB radio related items, and I spent about $100. And I'll bring you in close and I'll show you all the stuff up close, but I got a good 2,000 watt Radio Shack power meter. One of my favorite items in this whole thing, a realistic TRC 465 with a realistic power mic. And this power mic, again, I'll bring it in close and show you, but this power mic is unusual. It takes two AAA batteries instead of the typical 7-volt battery, which we'll move on to that next. With its original box. Is it the original box? It's not. That box actually goes with that microphone. In that box, though, was another realistic power mic. This is the kind that takes the weird 7-volt battery. Takes an unusual one in there. As I dropped the cover. But that plunger has a switch on it, so if you take the battery out, it works just like a regular microphone without the amplifier. So even without that 7-volt battery, it's still a good mic. They have pretty clean sound on the air. Not real loud even with the battery in it, but they are a good mic. I run one of these in my car right now. Which the car radio will be getting an upgrade, because I also purchased this microphone. It's a Cobra handheld power mic. It's an older model. It also takes that weird 7-volt battery, but that's alright. In my opinion, with my voice, this is probably the best microphone matched up to my voice with a regular CB radio. I think that's going to sound fantastic with the President George that I have installed in my car. It's currently wired to a 4-pin, so I need to rewire that and put a 6-pin plug on it. But that's going to end up in my car. I have one of these. Actually, I have it outside. It's connected to my President Adams. I love these microphones. So I picked that up at that sale. Another item came with a 3-foot jumper cable, RG8X. And the nice thing with this cable is, stop that from flopping all over. When they put the ends on, they did not solder the shield, so I can reuse these ends for another project. So I have plenty of jumpers, but I do need to be making up a long run of coax. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll tell you why I'm going to need a long run of coax. With that sale was this beauty right here, a Shooting Star 225 Plus. It's very similar to, well, actually it's the same box as what I run in my garage. That one's called a White Tornado 225. Inside, they're the same amplifier. That came from the sale. This stuff all came from the sale. But wait, like the salesman said, there's more. Do you hear it? I don't think you can see it yet. Brand new, in the box. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that without me whacking the ceiling. It is a Radio Shack 10 meter slash ham CB, I'm sorry, 10 meter ham slash CB base antenna, half wave. I have never seen a Radio Shack antenna like this before. It looks just like an Antron. As you can see, it's in 3 sections. It's fiberglass. Can I get that high enough for you to see it? It has tuning rings. This thing is built just like an Antron. I looked up the part number for this. It was manufactured by Samsung I was really surprised to see that. The quality of it's pretty good. I mean, this antenna is probably, at least 30 years old. And all the chrome is in great shape. I mean, granted, it's been in the box, but it hasn't been protected by plastic. So this is what I'm going to end up needing a long run of coax for. Because I currently have my Yagi antenna set up vertical, and I'm going to set it up horizontal. And then once it's horizontal, this is going above it. So I'll have the Antron, I just called it an Antron. The Radio Shack Samsung antenna will be up above my beam. Look at this. The original hardware package, all still in the bag. Isn't that fantastic? All of this stuff, that antenna, the amplifier, the jumper cable, the 3 power microphones, the sideband realistic radio, the power meter, and there's one more. I said there's still, and yet there's more. I got a ball mount. I needed a ball mount for some antenna projects that I'm planning for my Jeep. This one's not in the greatest shape. It's not even the best quality, but it will work. I got to replace that plastic because that plastic ring has cracks in it at all 3 of the bolt holes. So I'm going to make up. I have some really heavy plastic that I'm going to use. But there's a ball mount antenna project coming up for my Jeep. All right, let me bring you guys in close, show you all of these. Actually, you know what we'll do? As I'm testing them, I will let you join in, and you can see it as I see it. I think I'm going to try the radio first. Actually, I'm going to hook the radio up to this power meter. The radio should show 4 watts AM, 12 watts sideband. It doesn't look like it's ever been modified or anything like that. So we're going to see if the meter says what that radio should be. All right, let's get to that. Let's get testing some of these items and see what we got, if it was worth the $100. So I've already powered up the radio and checked it on a known good meter that I have, just to see the output power of the radio. It's doing about 3 watts on AM and roughly 9 watts on sideband. Somebody turned the power down on this. I doubt that it was that low from the factory. But the radio does receive... there's a little bit of skip on 38. Oh, we're on AM. Switch to sideband, they stopped talking. So it receives, and like I said, 3 watts on AM, 809 on sideband. So now let's check this meter and make sure that that meter is actually working. Let's see, put this on, back on AM. Well, it's being a little stingy, but not too bad. Like I said, the radio is doing just a little under 3 watts, and that meter is showing us 2.5 watts on AM. Let's switch that to sideband. We'll still leave that on 20 watt setting. I gotta hold the radio so I don't pull it with the mic cord. Whew. It's reading a little low on sideband. Like I said, the radio is doing 8 or 9 watts. This is saying, what was it saying, about 7 watts output on sideband. Now, unfortunately, I have the amplifier hooked up too, but I didn't check that on my other meter. So with 3 watts, we're probably going to see a dead key from the amp. Oh, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 to 70 watts probably. And on sideband, we'll probably see about 100 watts out of that box. All right, let's try that. Let's put this on AM. Put the power meter on the 200 watt setting. Turn the amplifier on. The amplifier is on the high setting. Let's take a look at that meter. I'm going to key the microphone and let's see what it does. Wow, it's showing 80 to 90 watts, it looks like. That's not bad with only 3 watts input. That box, I know for a fact, can handle 6 to 8 watts on AM. I have one just like this set up in my garage, just a different name on it. Everything else is identical. And I have run that for the past 25 years with 6 watts on the AM and 30 watts on sideband. Now this one is putting out, remember that radio is putting out about 9 watts on sideband. We're running it into the box, and the box is connected to the meter. The meter is still on the 200 watt scale. Let's see what it does on sideband. I'm going to give a little whistle into this microphone, and we'll see what it does. Looks like about 100 watts on sideband. Now remember, that can take 3 times as much power going into it. So it's capable of a lot more. And it showed us that all of this works. The meter is a little stingy. The radio's output power is a little on the low side. And the amp seems to work perfect. The amp is working exactly as it should. With the amount of drive that I'm giving it from that radio, that amp is putting out exactly what it should be. I'm pretty happy. For less than $100, I had made out like a bandit. This radio, that meter, the jumper cord, the amplifier, the base station antenna, the microphones, which I didn't even show you the mics. Let me show you the mics. See, we have the Radio Shack mic. This one was connected to the radio and came with the box that goes with this microphone. The microphone came in with the original instruction manual. Inside of this mic, it doesn't take the 7-volt battery that they usually take. It has a nice double AAA batteries. 2 AAAs. That twisted my tongue up. So that's one of the power mics. Let me bring the other ones over and show you what the other power mics were. So like I said, it came with the box and the instruction manual. And look at that, the mic hanger is still down in the bottom of the box. So that's for the microphone that is connected to the radio now. Cool microphone. I can't wait to hear how that sounds on the air. I also picked up from that same sale for the same money this realistic mic, which is wired for a 5-pin DIN. This one takes the 7-volt battery. Good microphones. I run one of these in my car, hooked up to my President George, but not for long. The mic like this is coming out of my car because I got this one. That one is going to get hooked up if that camera will focus on it. There we go. It's another item. It's in great shape. This, in my opinion, with my voice, this is the best sounding microphone that I can use. The only thing that comes close to these is, where is it? That old realistic desk mic that's sitting right there on my desk that I have hooked up to my Washington. But with a regular CB radio, this dynamic microphone, these just sound incredible. It's currently wired for the 4, but it will be getting a 6-pin. Alright guys, I guess that's it. We pretty much covered my awesome weekend finds. New toys in my shack. Alright, I'll see you next time.